pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series live on JTN from the beautiful Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, nestled deep in the Pocono Mountains. Hello and welcome. My name is JoeTowNetwork. I'll be your host here tonight on JTN as we go for 70 laps around this 2.5-mile triangular super speedway here in Pennsylvania. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a great show, and we are so happy to be bringing it to you tonight here live on JTN. Of course, here is our AutoSim 2 race preview. Remember, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. We're going to go for 70 laps again around this 2.5-mile speedway. 70 degrees, clear weather, a track that has built tight as the night has gone on. We'll see if that continues to be the case for these drivers as we watch tonight's race play out. It's going to be a fun time. Make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. This, of course, wraps up 3 straight weeks of HOBO Racing Cup Series action live on Tuesday nights here on JTN. The next time we'll be back is later on this fall in September. End of September, I believe, at the Texas Motor Speedway. So again, if you're a HOBO Racing fan, be on the lookout for that one. The Allie in chat, welcome in, Allie. If you're just tuning in with us, make sure you say hello. Always like to see everyone out in chat. Again, flying solo here tonight on JTN. It's me, it's Joe, for the final time for our Ann Arbor studios as well. So a sentimental night in a lot of respects. But 70 laps around this Pocono Raceway we saw 5 days ago. With the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series at Pocono, not at this version of Pocono. It's important to note that. A lot, strategy. We saw a lot of cautions in that race, uncharacteristically. A lot of trouble, especially with turn number 2, the tunnel turn as it is known, and we love to call it, and that's what it's called. I don't know why I'm making a mountain out of a molehill in this situation, but the tunnel turn proves to be tricky. The flat turn 3 modeled after the Milwaukee Speedway, also something that's difficult. Trenton down there in turn number 1 at the end of this long front straightaway where drivers will be going upwards of 200 miles per hour down into corner number 1. It's the tricky triangle for a reason. You got 3 very distinct corners, unique corners that pose a big challenge to these drivers here tonight, because it's all about what corner do I want to set myself up for, what do I view as the most important part of this racetrack, and we'll just have to wait and see. We'll talk with, again, our podium finishers at the end of the night, as we always do. See Greg and Barbara also tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you both are having a fantastic evening. Rooting on for Team Speedland and the Rubino brothers on, respectively, here tonight. Qualifying, though, has concluded. Happy hour now underway, so let's go ahead and get you tonight's starting lineup here from the Pocono Raceway. On pole tonight at a time of 48.958 seconds, it's going to be the 112 of Eddie Rayleigh. To his outside, it'll be the 113 of Caleb Lingle. Row number 2 sees the 9 of Fugate and the 31 of Jeff Stekenis. Row 3, Herman Racing, Keith McLean. As you see Jim Glaude going for a tumble there. Might have saw it there. Row 4, you got Rick Castle and Steve Rubino. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, it's going to be the 46 of Bob Gibson and the 4 of Matt Stern. Just outside the top 10 in row number 6, it's the 11 of Steve Grant and teammate Jason Sandiego in the 22. Row number 7 tonight, the 44 of Dan Rubino and the 72 of Jim Glaude. Row 8 is going to be the 10 of Randy Smith and the 81 of Troy Donahue. On row number 9, the 94 of Ken Hansen and Wyatt Dooling in the 29, your last car to take a time here this evening. Back there on row number 10, it's going to be the 19 of Rod Weston and the 78 of Ryan Johnson, our winner from 2 weeks ago. Ron Simpson, Maverick, Gary Jackson, and Frank Bombi round out your field tonight of 24 drivers here from the Tricky Triangle. Again, a great show in store. 70 laps here tonight from the Pocono Raceway. Drivers out there in happy hour making their last minute adjustments to the race cars, getting a mock run down pit road, no doubt. Again, it's going to be a fun time here tonight, folks. Pocono, one of these unique racetracks that's just always fun. You see Stekenis drifting there. What turn 4? This place only has 3 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns. It just depends on how you count. Everyone counts a little bit different, and he's going to put it... I thought he was going to put it in the barrels. That was a deceptive camera, folks. There's Caleb Lingle in the 113. We talked about it the last 2 weeks. This 113 car has been lights out. Can he get the victory here tonight that he has so, he has deserved, quite frankly, the last couple weeks? We'll see if that ends up being the case. Of course, last week, Keith McLean got the victory in the 28. The week before, Ryan Johnson was able to take home the checkered flag at Atlanta. Again, folks, this was your Auto Sim 2 race preview. Remember, you can check out Auto Sim 2 now. It's available on Steam for $9.99. Again, go check it out. Go purchase it. It's a great little game that is for sure going to, it's going to give you a wonderful time. Again, that's Auto Sim 2. It's available now on Steam. Eddie Rayleigh, our pole sitter here tonight in the 112. Another guy that has been so strong the last couple weeks live here on JTN with the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Going to look to round it out with a solid finish in that U.S. Army Ford here tonight. Jim Glaude also coming to pit lane there. Randy Smith in the 10. Again, our Auto Club winner from week number 2 this season in his Pontiac. That race, of course, again, live right here on JTN. It's... Again, folks, if you like what you see tonight, we got a great back catalog of races you can check out. We have playlists all dedicated to all the different leagues that we've had the pleasure of broadcasting here this season. Again, this is our final HOBO race of the year. We still have many more to come this fall, but again, the next time we're going to be live with HOBO Racing on Tuesday night, it's going to be in September, again, I believe from the Texas Motor Speedway, so be on the lookout for that one later on this season. Team Speedland, you see, again, Randy Smith here on the 10. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary here in sim racing. And for a win, you see Steve Grant there in the 11, also getting some laps in behind the wheel of his Pontiac. Still taking that Pontiac name badge. Getting good finishes here and there. Pretty much most weeks. Devin saying go number 4, rooting on the 4 of Matt Stern here tonight. I don't think we've seen Matt out there on track. Ken Hansen, another guy that's had a lot of really solid runs the past 2 weeks in this 94. Got a podium back at Atlanta. Also welcoming Ann. A lot of familiar faces here tonight. Again, can't thank you folks enough, as always, for tuning in, having a fun time with us here on a Tuesday night. Always love to have conversations with you guys in chat as well. So, you got questions for me up in the booth, love to hear them. And got questions throughout the race, we always try to answer them too, about what you're seeing, what's going on. Always like to do our best. Fuel window looking about 18 to 20 laps. Probably 19 laps, if I had to guess what a lot of these drivers are going to be doing. At a 70-lap race, you're going to be looking at a stop around lap 18, around lap 36, and then around 60... Nope, that's not how the math works. Around 54. And that should get you to the end of this race pretty comfortably. It gives you about a 5-lap buffer. If we say you say you can only go 18 laps on a tank of fuel. Of course, Pocono, one of those tracks too. You know, depending on how close to the leader you are, you can pit here without losing a lap. That's often very crucial in deciding when to make your pit stop. If you're maybe someone that's lost touch with the leaders, you might elect to pit a little bit earlier so that way you can try to gain some of that time back on the fresh tires. Drivers being called to their cars here behind our Dodge Charger safety car as we await the command to get engines fired here from the Pocono Raceway. As there's the command, and all 24 of these drivers will get fired up and roll off a pit lane here tonight. Again, it's Eddie Rayleigh and Caleb Lingle on row number 1. Fugate and Stakenis, row 2. Row 3, Reese and McLean, row 4. Castle and Steve Rubino, Bob Gibson and Matt Stern round out your top 10 here tonight. Important question in chat from Greg. Asking, what's the difference from the version of Pocono we're seeing here tonight and what we saw this past Thursday with Bomb Squad? Of course, they're both Pocono, similar banking, all of that. This version of the track, based off the 2019 architecture, you see newer signage in the corners. You see a different texture down on the racing surface. The pavement a little newer looking compared to what we saw this past Thursday night. What that really is going to mean this track, it's going to be different grip levels from what those guys had the other night. The track that they ran last Thursday, so 5 nights ago here on JTM with Bomb Squad, a default, an in-game track, so based off of the 2002-2003 seasons in NASCAR, so that track a little bit older, different characteristics in the pavement, but both of them, they put on a good show there in that race. We're going to put on a good show here tonight. That's, again, what makes Pocono so great. It's such a unique racetrack. It gives these drivers a unique challenge, and it's a really good question. It's a really good question to ask because it's a different challenge. They're both tracks already so unique, and now we're giving drivers a different challenge with a different track here on Tuesday night with HOBO Racing Cup Series action. So maybe those guys that did good on Thursday that are in this race, maybe they don't do so good here tonight, or maybe they excel and they do better here this evening. But again, 24 hungry drivers looking for a victory here tonight from the Pocono Mountains. Again, it's Eddie Rayleigh and Caleb Lingle on the front row. Dodge Charger safety car going to make its way down the pit lane. A sold-out infield, a sold-out grandstand packed to the gills with fans. It's going to be a good one here tonight. Rayleigh with control. We wait for the flag to be dropped. There it is. Green flag. We're underway here from Pocono. Alrighty, Caleb Lingle able to get to a lead there in turn 1. Stakenis through for second. Rayleigh clips the apron down there in turn number 1. That's going to wash him up the track, and here comes McLean looking for fourth as Stakenis looking to the inside of Caleb Lingle down the Long Pond straightaway. Down into the tunnel, the leader single file. We got a crash at the back of the field, though. Caution going to be out for the first. Oh, no, we stay green. There's a big crash at the back of the field. We'll watch our leaders here for the opening lap and try to get you a replay of what happened there off of turn number 1. This track's so big, officials electing not to throw a yellow. As here comes Keith McLean looking for fourth. They're going to be looking for third here off of turn number 3. At 28, victorious 1 week ago in the big Deborah Ford. Gonna get into line there behind our pole sitter, Eddie Rayleigh. Let's go ahead and get a look back at that incident. Jim Glaude, he was in the wall, came down the track. It's like contact with the 29. Oh, not a good opening lap for the 72. Again, contact there with the 46 sends him into the outside wall. Now he's going to come back down the track and get some contact with the 29. Back into the wall, down into the path of the 25, and that is terrifying. There's Ron Simpson goes up and over. See Randy Smith kind of snakes through there. But we go back live. It's still Lingle in the lead. Stakenis there in second. Rayleigh, McLean, and Fugate, your top 5. Steve Rubino there in position number 6. Already up a couple spots here tonight in that 07. Looking for another strong run here this evening. Put together a pretty good July stretch here in the 07. Matt Stern there in the 4 as well, right behind him in 7th. Rick Castle, Herman Reese falling back here. Nothing that we haven't seen out of this 73 throughout the year. As Rayleigh to the inside, McLean got to his outside through the tunnel, and he'll make the pass for 3rd. Keith McLean up into the top 3 here early. Top 10 or so have broken away from the rest of the field. You see a gaggle behind them at the back half of the front straightaway. Ryan Johnson to the inside of Troy Donahue. Rod Weston going to try to follow him through here down into turn 1, battle for position. Johnson takes the spot. Donahue, they're going to be able to hold on and stay ahead of the 19 of Rod Weston by using the momentum of that outside line. Dan Rubino there in the 44, just outside the top 10 as well. Oh, we go back up front. Our leaders here. Keith McLean going to look for second. Big move to the outside of Jeff Stakenis. He is there. As the caution's out for the first time tonight here, working lap 4. Oh, Herman Reese, Jason San Diego, both are big crash here. In the tunnel, or in turn 3, excuse me. Eddie Rayleigh. Oh boy. Our pole sitter gets really loose down here. Goes for a drift. Steve Rubino, big contact there with the 07. He comes back down across the track. Gets into Castle. Herman Reese also involved. Saw Jason San Diego there. Get you another look at it. Oh. Some good onboards here. And get a look. And Steve, at that point, I mean, he's committed to that line. Let's go on board with the 46 of Bob Gibson. So let's go on board with Steve Grant in the 11. He gets a little bit closer to this instant. You're going to see that car up ahead in the wall. See Rubino, big hit there. Watch the seas part for this 11 car. Right through the middle. So first caution of the night, again, lap number 4. Leaders, though, down on pit lane. Steve Grant, strategy call there on the 11 to take 2 tires. Wins the race off pit road. See if Matt Stern was able to get second out of there. Rest of the field, though, taking 4 tires here on pit lane. Again, first pit stops of the night. Go back green. It's going to put us in a kind of a funky window here. Rod West and Randy Smith both staying out. Have to think that one of, if not both of these guys will pit here. Again, working our first caution of the night here from the Pocono Raceway HOBO Racing Cup Series action. Our 3rd week here in July. And as always, can't thank you folks enough for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, please, oh please, hit that like button. Again, doing that helps support us here on JTN. If you got a friend or a family member out here in this race tonight, when you click that like button, it shows you like what they're doing. You're cheering them on. And again, if you haven't said hello yet in chat, would love to hear you say hi or see you say hi, I guess. But would love to say hello back to you here on stream and give you a shout out too. But again, we can't thank you folks enough for tuning in here to JTN each and every week in our 3rd week in a row of HOBO Racing Cup Series action in the month of July. But again, can't thank you folks enough. Got 13 folks tuning in right now. Only got 7 likes on the video, though. We like to see those numbers at least equal each other. We like to see them really big, but if they at least equal each other, that's good, too. If you got a second account, use it to click the like button. Randy Smith staying out. He'll lead a lap here of the number 10. Steve Grant, though, most likely going to cycle to the lead with Matt Stern there in second. Caleb Linkle, Jeff Stekenis, and Keith McLean, your top 5. Assuming the 10-car pits here coming to the 1 to go back to green. Race car lights are out. 10 car comes down the pit lane. See if anyone else did as well. It looked like Rod Weston. So maybe some of these cars can stretch it on fuel. It's going to be tough to make it on just 2 more stops here tonight. Kind of, this caution puts us right outside that window to do that. So probably not the strategy going forward for anyone, but you know, a race car driver can try. Going back green. And next time at the line, Steve Grant with control here. 2 tires on that 11, 2 tires on the 4 as well. Helps both of those drivers cycle to the front. We'll see if they're able to hold on. Saw it was something successful in the NASCAR Cup Series race here on Sunday. Worked out. Denny Hamlin ended up taking 2. I believe Kyle Larson didn't have tires. Or didn't take tires on his last stop. We'll see if something similar plays out here. Of course, these, though, the Gen 6 cars compared to the next-gen cars. So, you know, poke little holes here, and all of these cars are based off of 2003. But, I digress. Let's see if these guys fan out here on the restart, too. It was a pretty tame start to this race. Everyone stayed 2 by 2. We'll see if things get a little aggressive here. Going down into turn 1 again, an opportunity to make some passes. There's most of the field going to run high through turn number 3 on the corner modeled after Milwaukee. Dodge Charger safety car will come down the pit lane and give way to Steve Grant in the 11, who will lead us back to green here from the Pocono Raceway. And we're back underway here. Everyone staying single file down the front straightaway into turn number 1. No one darting out of line just yet. Top 3, though, all underneath the blanket 4 car. Matt Stern clips the apron a little bit. That's going to allow Lingle to get a run here. He doesn't take that opportunity. He'll stay in line. Fugate took a peek to the inside of Keith McLean for the 5th position. Ducks back in line in that number 9. Here comes Lingle. Going to have a run here down into turn 3. Caleb Lingle to the bottom into corner number 3 of this big, flat, sweeping turn 3. Stearns into the wall, and Stacketis is around in front of the field. Fugate goes around. McLean. Here goes Ryan Johnson. Bob Gibson gets into the 31. The 12. 112 is flipping into the 31 again. Caution out for the second time here tonight. The big one strikes in turn number 3. A big crash taking out a few of our leaders. We saw live. And 31 just gets loose. Then from there, it's a melee. What a hard hit. Go high above. You can kind of... Our helicopter cam, it usually gives you a good shot of the rear end of the car kind of going out on him. And yeah, he was losing that car from entry on. Here, the 9 and the 28 doing some synchronized spinning there off screen. Oh, man. Hellacious hit for the 31. The 112 also has not been our pole sitter Eddie Rayleigh's night here in that U.S. Army Ford. Look at what happens with him. I think he's slowing down. Oh no, he busts loose trying to slow down for this thing, and then 00 is just there already. And... oh, yikes. Get you some onboards. First, let's go ahead and go, let's go on board with the 124 of Rick Castle. Really good job of getting through this one. So let's go ahead and go on board with Dan Ravino in the 44. A little bit further back. Look at that driving. Attaboy, Bino. A hectic second caution here tonight. Field back around here under yellow again for the second time tonight. Greg asks, can drivers get out and throw their helmets here? At Pocono, yes, because Austin Dillon did it this weekend. That was weird, by the way. That he did it. The question's a good question. I don't think these drivers can. In this situation, I feel like that was a mistake, right? And again, Austin Dillon made a mistake by, turning across Tyler Reddick's nose, but, whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask the chat some questions here, because I know there's a lot of folks obviously tuned in with NASCAR and stuff. Of course, here it's what we do on JTN. What were any thoughts on the Pocono with the finish with Hamlin and Larson, or the Austin Dillon helmet throw? I'd love to hear your thoughts in chat. You can also, another great place to put those thoughts. Again, go check out the Fake Racers podcast over on JTN2. New episodes out now. You can also listen to it on your favorite podcast platforms. But if you're Austin Dillon, you probably shouldn't be throwing your helmet. But no one here is named Austin or Dillon. So, upcoming races here on JTN Thursday night. Again, this is brought to you by SchemeHaven.com, your source for auto racing liveries. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action heads to the Richmond Raceway this Thursday, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the Fast Cup Series heads to the Charlotte Dirt Track for the first time. Get down and dirty here on JTN. Sunday, July 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the Maverick Cup Series heads to Road America. Tuesday, August 1st, 1 week from tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for some road racing on JTN. So, again, those races, they're live right here only on JTN on our YouTube. We're also available on Twitch, twitch.tv/JoeTowNetwork. Appreciate it if you went and gave us a follow over on Twitch too, if you got a Twitch account. We simulcast these races, so you get the same thing over there. It's just another way for us to supply you with all the racing content you could ever want. Race car lights are out. We'll go back green next time by against Steve Grant out in front of the field. Matt Stern, of course, we saw him get into the wall in that 4-Crown Royal car. He came down pit lane. You can see that white Camaro a little bit further back. It looks like it's about the 9th car in line. Really quiet here at the front of the field. The 11 car clutching. Everyone trying to save enough fuel maybe to make it on those 2 more stops here tonight with this caution. Yep, Greg, I would agree with your thoughts there. Hamlin can't play Ensign if Larson gets him back here in the next couple weeks, and yeah, that was definitely all Austin Dillon's fault. You can't just turn down on somebody on quarter entry. Tough hit there for Austin too, but hopefully he's okay. A lot of really big, scary hits down there in turn 1 at Pocono. Steve Grant, though, he's looking to lead us back to green here. Coming to lap 14 of 70. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from Pocono. Down the long front straightaway we go. You see further back Jeff Sakenis ducking out of line in that red Dodge Charger to the inside. Matt Stern also to the inside of Dueling in the 29. We're in race looking to the inside of Rick Castle for the 4th position here. That Cadillac to the inside of the Chevy Camaro. They'll be wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door here going down into the tunnel. A tricky proposition for the driver on the outside. Urban Reese going to clear up in front of the 124. He takes over the 4th spot. Caleb Lingle putting some pressure here on Steve Grant for the lead. See the field getting scattered. As the caution's out for the 3rd time here tonight. 00 around 31, also slow 19 looks to be involved. 3rd caution of the night here from Pocono. Like Rod Weston, Gary Jackson making some contact here through the tunnel. We talked about it's very tricky to be around other cars through this section of the track. Ryan, oh yeah, 00. He started braking in the middle of the corner there. It almost looked like it's got really slow. The charger on charger action there. Look at what happened with Jeff Sekenis, too, in that Steak and Shake car. Definitely shaking a little bit after this hit. Ooh, driver door. And 3rd caution of the night here from Pocono at 14. See if these drivers elect to come down the pit lane. So Steve Grant going to be lonely here at the front of the field. Teammate Jason San Diego also going to come down. 29 was down pit lane, but also just disappeared. Literally. Look out. There he is. Most of the leaders electing to stay out here under our 3rd caution of the night. Steve Grant comes down. All these cars down pit lane now. They feel comfortable about making it to the end of this race on 2 stops. Seeing the guys at the front. See Lingle's car digging into the ground and clutching, trying to save some fuel here at the front. Barbara could, yeah. Hamlin did not play fair again. Yep. Yeah. Thought Larson handled it really well, though, to give him his credit. As we've seen his teammate included not handle it very well. So, but yeah, we'll wait and see if we see any of these guys out here maybe try to push someone into the wall off of turn 1 by Night's End. That move has gotten the 11 car the lead here at Pocono a couple years in a row now. Jordan McGregor tuning in. Hope you're doing well, Jordan. Been keeping up to date on how things are going at Hickory. Hope you're having a good. Hope things are continuing to progress how you want down there. Check out McGregor Motorsports on Facebook. And we're going to our 3rd caution of the night. Here from Pocono. That's Pocono, folks. Yeah, Greg, I'm in a similar bandwagon. I'm not, we're not a Joey Logano or Denny Hamlin household. But that's okay, because I also respect that they're pretty good race car drivers. They're probably pretty good people, too, at the end of the day. I'd like to remind everyone at home, we got more great racing action coming up here on JTN. Kicking off Thursday night, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Richmond. Then the Fast Renegade Cup Series heads to the Charlotte Dirt Track on Sunday. And 1 week from tonight, Maverick Cup Series heads to Road America. Coverage of all those races, of course, live right here only on JTN, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com. Yeah, Greg, I just feel like it's always a good qualifier because I don't think it's fair to hate race car drivers and hate their guts for stuff they do on the track. Because I think for a lot of folks, even in sim racing, you notice it when you hang around a lot of these guys. They're a little bit different when it comes to talking about their craft compared to what they do each and every day and the rest of their lives. So I think it's always a good distinction to make. Don't hate the person, hate the driver, or something like that. Wanted to correct too. So at the top of the show, field of 24, actually a field of 22 here tonight. Still a healthy field for Pocono. Caleb Lingle again going to be leading us back to green. Ken Hansen there in second. Herman Reese, who is top of the practice speed charts here tonight in the 73. He is up to third, but again was involved in the first incident. Rick Castle in the 124 and Jeff Fugate your top 5. Yes, exactly, Nick. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. No, Greg, we're not saying that. We got you. Although, Joe Logano, if folks at home, if you got earbuds that you can plug in, if you got small children around, you probably don't want them hearing it. There's a video out there of Joey Logano talking with the service staff, with the cleanup crew or the wrecker crew down there in turn 1 after he was involved in the incident. It's a great video. Go check it out. Viewer discretion is advised with some of the language used by Mr. Logano and I believe the one of the safety staff. So, viewer discretion is advised, but it's a pretty good video. You should go check it out. Coming back to green, coming to lap 19 of 70, green flag. We're back underway here from Pocono. Top 5, 6, 7 all getting single file. See Dan Rubino look to the inside of Matt Stern. Wasn't able to get anything going there, but this 44 knocking on the door of a top 5 right now. Steve Grant looking to the inside of Troy Donahue. Now has his teammate Jason San Diego to his outside. Big move down there into turn number 3. And San Diego around here at the back of the field. Rayleigh going to go around. Stakenis around. Gary Jackson as well. They're coming back down the track. Caution going to be out here for the 4th time tonight. As the track was blocked down there in turn number 3, you saw a slew of cars and drivers busting out their drift moves. Would call them night moves, but didn't look like they were experiencing them awkward teenage blues. Get a replay here. You just see San Diego going around, Rayleigh goes around, Kennis goes around, Jackson doesn't go completely around, so we'll leave the 00 out of it. Maybe give him like a quarter or a half. That incident counter. A lot of no harm, no foul. Looks like the 31 though, he backs it into the wall. Kind of watch him here. Kennis, it has been a no good, very bad, awful night for this 31 team, as well as the 112. Been involved in more incidents than not. For both of these guys. Really gives you the idea how unbalanced rather, these cars are. They jump on the brakes to slow down for an incident, and well, around they go. Welcome in, Mackenzie. Hope you're having it's been a long time no see. Hope everything is well. Nick asks, have you ever sim raced, Joe? Yes. Trying to think. So from 14 through 20, pretty much from 14 through started JTN, that's about all I did in regards to NR2003. And then once we started JTN, got into a lot more, just more times than not. We needed to be here to broadcast than actually allowing me to race. So we dedicate the time that I used to sim race to broadcasting, which is, of course, awesome because we get to showcase so many great guys. And time in here and there, I'll get behind the wheel, but haven't in a while. I have a wheel though. It's in the closet, but I have a wheel, and I do know what I'm talking about, even though I don't always seem like I know what I'm talking about, or at least I know enough to pass, maybe. But that's why again, I really like having these conversations with you guys in chat, because I know there's a lot of experience out there as well, to fill in some of those knowledge gaps, because a lot of these guys here at HOBO, or even HOBO, or even all of our other leagues, a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge on this sim in particular. It's always good to get that light shed a little bit, those watershed moments. But yeah, it's always great to see everyone in chat too. So thank you, Mackenzie. Yes, Rod is out there on track. He's kind of been hanging out in the back tonight. Stayed out, led a lap earlier on in the mellow yellow Dodge, but just hanging out at the back of the pack, doing Rod Weston things. 22 people watching. This is one of our highest viewed races in a while. So again, folks, thank you so much for tuning into JTN tonight. Cannot thank you enough for it. Make sure, if you haven't already, again, click that like button. It does do a lot to help support us. When you click like, it tells the YouTube algorithm that we're doing something right. It tells YouTube that we're doing something right. It helps us get more people tuning in. It helps us allow these drivers to have a larger stage to compete on. And again, we can't thank you enough for your support of us here on JTN. Remember, you can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We make race day posts on Facebook, Instagram, and X, or Twitter, or whatever it's called. Nobody knows anymore. That's oof. I want to open that can of worms, but again, go check it out. And yes, share it with your friends too. Thank you, Angie. Share it with your friends too. That's also, it means the world to me, honestly, when we get big crowds like we have here tonight, and also when we see our drivers or their family and their friends sharing our live streams. So it means we're doing something right. So again, appreciate you guys so much, and yeah, we're having a fun time tonight here from Pocono. Wyatt Dueling in chat, update on the 29. Screen went totally black, so that is not good. He has dropped connection too, so he's fallen out of the server. That is not good. Late MacArthur cheering on Herman racing the 73. Herman up there in the top three, up on the podium right now. Last 2 weeks haven't been what that 73 team is we're accustomed to seeing out of that Cadillac crew, but check it out. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. Gotta be a peacekeeper sometimes, you know? Oh. Oh my. Oh, listen, I want to see some green flag racing. I want to see some green flag racing. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. Hopefully these pace car lights go out this time by. It'll let us know we're going back green on lap 24. Working lap 23. Nick, what kind of wheel? I have a Logitech G29 or 920. I think I have the Xbox version, so I think it's the 920, but it's the same wheel. So just the basic Logitech one. Although it's the nicest one I've ever had, because before that I had a Thrustmaster T180, which is like a combo gear belt driven wheel, which is really nice. Can't recommend that enough, but we're gonna hopefully be doing some I'm gonna be sim racing a little bit over on our Twitch. So that's again an incentive to go follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/JoeTowNetwork. And all I'm asking folks, I'm asking you to check out all these different channels and follow us on all these other they're linked in the video description below. So if you feel so kind to do so and give us a follow on those other platforms, we'd also really appreciate that. But looking to get back behind the wheel here in the fall once things have kind of slowed down. Just got done with college too, so a little behind the scenes there. Just graduated, so working in the real world, but also have a little more time during the weeks now without the constant burden of homework, which is awesome. Peyton saying, Herman, drive it like you stole it, Reese. Yeah. Although sometimes Herman in that Cadillac, he likes to take a little Sunday drive. He likes to rest easy here. Usually flips that go switch around halfway tonight, lap 35, 36. Nonetheless, get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Caleb Lingle with control. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from Pocono, and Ken Hansen already trying to duck out of line. Doesn't have enough of a run there to the inside. They'll get single file here at the front of the field. Ryan Johnson ducking out of line. Matt Stern looking to duck out of line. He's way out of line. Something's wrong with the 4. Stern slow down here into turns 1. Have to think there's an issue there for the 4 car. Here comes Keith McLean to the inside of Dan Rubino for position. Playing there to the inside of the 44. 28 going to now look for another spot to the inside of Fugate. Takes it with authority. Move Keith McLean up inside the top 5. Now Dan Rubino to the inside of Fugate in the 9. They'll be drag racing here down the front straightaway. Help coming to the back of the 9 by way of the 46, but not enough as Bino moves up into the 6th spot in that 44. Meanwhile, Caleb Lingle has stretched his legs. He's pulling away with the lead over Ken Hansen. And now things getting a little dicey. 2nd through 5th is Herman Reese with a big run to the back of the 94. Keith McLean making a move to the inside of the 124. Elects to back off down into turn 3. Didn't think that was the wise spot to make the move, but you know what? He made it to the outside anyways. McLean, that big Deborah Ford Mustang up into the 4th spot. Big Deborah making some big moves here. Lap 26 of 70. Update on the 4. They lost 4th gear. That's why you saw him duck out of line. Matt Stern's night virtually over. Herman Reese ducking out of line. Going to get help from the 28 here into the tunnel corner. Herman Reese takes over 2nd. Hansen backs off, lets him have the spot, but also that allows the 28 to get to his inside. Keith McLean up into the top 3, and now going to be looking for more. He goes to the inside of Herman Reese for 2nd. move that Zebra Cakes forward. Hard charge into the front of the field. He's in second and way off the track through turn 3. Now the task is to catch the 113. Heath McLean with a long road ahead of him to catch that older Ford Fusion, Caleb Lingle. Also, thank you for the congratulations in chat. We are so happy to be done with college. Also sad. Weird. Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant side by side for a position. Johnson takes it there. You saw Rod Weston getting by Jim Gloud for a spot as well. Ken Hansen has lost another spot to Dan Rubino. He is now in 6th. Bino up inside the top 5 for the first time tonight. Bob Gibson to the inside of Fugate for the 7th spot. 46 Chevrolet looking for another position. He takes it down into turn 1, drifts up in front of the 9, and now Ryan Johnson with a big move to the inside of Fugate. That for the 8th position. Steve Grant with momentum via the outside gets back by the 78 of Ryan Johnson. Now right on the back bumper of the 9 entering turn number 2. Johnson back to the inside. The momentum, though, will carry this 11 car down the short chute into turn number 3. He fades down, gets in front of the 78. And he'll be able to hold off Ryan Johnson after taking the spot back away. He is up into the 9th position. Everyone getting their sea legs about them now here. Working lap 29 of 70 from Pocono. You're watching JTN's coverage of the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Nothing working on the 29. Folks, as things have appeared to settle down here, got a segment for you by way of Dan Rubino. Bino's on board here with the 44. Front row seats right now to the battle for 3rd. Rick Castle trying to find a way around Herman Reese. You see this 44 getting loose here through turn 3. You can just feel it looking at it. Let's take you through a lap here at Pocono. Off of turn number 3, you want to get this big run down this long front straightaway. You see the grandstands off to the right. Heading down into turn number 1. He's going to downshift here. Right about now. Or not. He's going to keep it in 4th. What do I know? Back up off the corner. Gets a good run here on the 124 Castle. Not going to be enough, though, to poke the nose to the inside here into the tunnel turn. Team kind of let off a little bit early here. Lets the 124 sneak away. Backs up the corner. And when you back up the corner like that, folks, it allows you to get jumped back on the throttle a little bit quicker than that guy in front of you. As he sends it down as the corner, then into turn number 3. There's the downshift through this corner. He's going to drift up the track. Turn 3 so hard to be consistent in without the banking. That's a lap at Pocono. Not a flawless lap by any means, but we haven't seen a lot of those here tonight from driver the number 44, Dan Rubino. Back up front, Keith McLean. He's closing the gap ever so slightly to Caleb Lingle in the 113. Lingle, though, known for managing his stuff. Multi-time winner here this year. Just hasn't had the luck the last 2 weeks that we've been live on JTN. Looking for a solid run here to round out our slate here in July. Thank you, Anne. Just working laps here. We'll continue to watch this battle for the lead as it's brewing. Here comes Keith McLean with another run here through turn number 3 to the inside of Caleb Lingle. He goes. It'll be a drag race down the front straightaway. 113, though, going to prevail with the momentum on the outside. McLean, though, holding steady. Mac Daddy is stalking Caleb Lingle. Car off the pit lane. That's Maverick turning his first laps here tonight in the 23. Ken Hansen has also made his pit stop. You see there, that's what we're talking about. You can be about 10 seconds back of the leader and stay on the lead lap here at Pocono by making your pit stop. Again, we've seen cautions here tonight. It's been a tricky, probably a sore subject for a lot of these drivers too. You can stay out in front of the leaders, though, if one of those yellows comes out. You're looking okay. Now, if you get put a lap down, things get a little sketchy there until those guys come down pit lane. You get your lap back. Comes Caleb Lingle down pit road. 113 makes the hard left turn down pit lane, gives way now to Keith McLean. He'll take over the lead. Expect him to come down pit road here shortly. He's pit more recently, though. And Caleb Lingle off of pit lane. You see Dan Rubino, Jeff Fugate. A mix of cars now down pit lane here, hitting our first green flag stop of the night. And talked a lot about the split strategies there. The front of the field. And here comes the 28 down pit lane. Leader is in. Bob Gibson also on pit road, so we watch Caleb Lingle in this 113 to try and see what the gap is going to look like between him and Keith McLean. That's the gap, folks. I mean, Caleb Lingle, he's got it. I'm at a loss of how much he was able to extend this lead. under that call. That is impressive. It's just impressive. Speechless. Speechless. Closing in on 30 laps to go here from Pocono. At the point of this race where I think everyone's just content. They're going to run their laps. They're going to see how things go. Things have gotten spread out. Ryan Johnson going by Ken Hansen. And I believe what's going to cycle through to be the third position. Things are still topsy-turvy. 72, 73 are both down pit road now. And kind of working through one of these weird pit cycles. Solo up here in the booth tonight, so apologize for having a hard time keeping up with all the strategies. So Steve Grant, currently our race leader. Let's try to... Oh, he's around here at the front of pit lane, or entry of pit lane. Steve Grant around in the 11, trying to come down pit road. We stay green. Then there's just this gaggle of cars that has our race leader in it. I believe it's now the 19 of Rod Weston. No, it's Jason. I believe Jason San Diego was down pit road. Oh, there he is. So Jason San Diego, now your race leader in the 22. Thank you, Greg. He will come down pit road. And if you're one of these drivers coming down, maybe you pit early here to the end of this race. Rod Weston will take over the race lead in the 19. Unless you think you can make it to lap 50, but I don't think any of these guys are making it to lap 50. Rod Weston has a JTN logo on his car. If you're a sim racer out there and you put a JTN logo on your car, I believe it gives you 5 extra horsepower, which can mean a lot, especially at a track like Pocono. Like Rod's in the race lead. Thank you, Anne. You as well. And in the middle of our pit cycle, the presumptive battle for the lead. Caleb Lingle and Keith McLean, currently 4 seconds separate them. From the 19, the 112, the 31, the 81 all coming down pit road. I believe this will finish the pit cycle. Guys went as far as they could, probably hoping to catch a caution, because that would have been enough laps to most likely make the rest of these guys come back down pit road. Randy Smith also now down, so Caleb Lingle will take over the race lead in the 113. You see the gap there back to the 28 at white with black stripes, the zebra cake car. Keith McLean, a huge gap. Then a gap back to third place Herman Reese in the 73. The top three, we know they can make it on one more stop. They'll most likely make that stop around lap 55. Let's see, these guys maybe short pit to try to gain time on our race leader, Caleb Lingle, in the 113. But Lingle has done a fantastic job as the 28 is high off turn number 3. And Herman Reese is closing the gap very quickly on Keith McLean. Gonna have a big run here down the front straightaway in the 73. He is rapidly closing in. Something's up with this 28. Either that was just too big of a moment there through turn 3, or he knows something we don't know. I'm watching the battle for second right now. And Keith McLean and Herman Reese. Battle for fourth is also heating up between Ryan Johnson and Ken Hansen. Actually, no, this is the battle for third. Something happened with the 73 of Herman Reese. Where is he being scored right now? Did he speed on pit road? Yeah, Herman Reese actually currently being scored a lap down. My apologies. The 73 currently a lap down, so third place right now is Ryan Johnson in the 78. Ken Hansen there in fourth. Lee Fugate rounds out your top five at the moment. He's clutching. Ryan Johnson pulling away from Ken Hansen. Caution is out. All right, we'll reset him. Oh my goodness. Eddie Rayleigh. He got loose through the tunnel, folks, and this car, viewer discretion is advised on this hit. Watch it. Oh, man. It has not been Eddie Rayleigh's night. That car is so quick, but it was so on edge here. 112 out of this race. Herman Reese will be the free pass. He is the lucky dog. First car one lap down. This makes things interesting. We'll most likely go back round lap 49, lap 50. Go back green. So if you pit with one to go under caution, you might just be able to stretch that fuel. It's gonna be tough. It's a 2.5 mile track. But you might just be able to stretch the fuel to the end of this race. Race leader Caleb Lingle leads the cars on the lead lap down pit lane. Steve Grant once again strategy. Jim Glaude also, they get off pit lane 1-2. Cars lap down have to stay out here. They'll be able to pit this next time around. Well, howdy, folks. So Steve Grant going to be leading us back to green in the 11. Strategy call there. And if I'm one of these cars that's kind of been towards the back, I am pitting this next time around. I want as much fuel as possible. I'm going to be clutching the heck out of the car. I'm going to try to make it to the end of this race on this pit stop. We get another caution, we get another caution. I'm already at the back, I'm already at the back. Because if you can stretch it, that's a pretty promising proposition. Can't stretch it, you don't make it to the end of the race. Well, who cares? You're already towards the back of the field anyways. You're trying to stretch fuel. You take the big risk play when you don't have a lot to lose. And if you're running 15th right now, you don't have a lot to lose. Now look at it, at least. But again, I like to say that there's reasons I'm up here and those guys are down there. Looks like Randy Smith will actually be getting the lucky dog here, so I misspoke. Herman Reese, Wyatt Dooling both gonna take a wave around here in the 73 and 29, it would appear. Man, I know you're getting 18 laps, but I don't know. Come on, let me just build a little suspense. Come on, come on. No takers. Wow. Okay. Do we have any takers? No. Oh, the 81 and 9. They both come down pit lane. If I'm the 19, I'm coming down. Yes, the 124. So those are your 4 that are going to try it. They're going to see. They're going to wait and see. It'll be 21 laps to go. It's a stretch to save 3 laps of fuel here at Pocono. That is a stretch. I know. I know it is. I know. But say you get a caution with 4 laps to go. You're probably going to win this race. Because everyone else is going to have to pit by then. And if they hadn't pit, they're going to have to because they're not going to have been able to save any fuel because they've been running full out, not thinking about fuel save. Get me to 3 laps to go. If I run out, I run out. But the way we've seen this race go, we've seen a lot of cautions. Who's to say we go green to the end of this race? All things to consider. All things to consider. I know, Greg. No chance there's nothing. I know. I'm talking crazy up here. I'm crazy. I'm insane. We get ready to go back green flag racing, and it's Steve Grant, Team Speedland number 11, and 25th anniversary for the team. They're out front. Jim Cloud in second in the 72. Caleb Lingle, who's dominated this race in the 113, he is third. Ken Hansen there in fourth. Ryan Johnson and Keith McLean. They'll be battling for fifth here. That 28 might be a little upset that he's starting so far back from the 113 here on this restart. He was right behind him coming down pit lane. Steve Grant with control. Dodge Charger safety car gonna make the left turn down onto pit lane. Fans are on their feet once again for another one of these wild Pocono restarts, and back away we go. Green flag. We're back on our way here from the Pocono Mountains. Far up the hill, it's Cloud in the 72. He's loose. He is unhappy with that car. The rear end is all tore up. They're gonna... Oh, man. Words. Don't lie, folks. That is terrifying. Not only if you're behind the wheel of the 72, but if you're any of those other guys, because you know how wicked loose these cars already are. And without a rear end on that car, it is even worse. I can assure you of that. Caleb Lingle, though, retakes the lead here down into turn 3. He gets by Steve Grant. 4 tires just better than 2. And Hansen going to start looking for second here down the front straightaway. Keith McLean has gotten up into the 4th spot. He hopped Ryan Johnson. Jason San Diego back on sequence with the rest of the leaders as well in the 22, and McLean going to try it on the outside here of the 94, Ken Hansen. Also going to now look to the outside of Steve Grant. Grant going to come up the hill. He thought about it. He thought again, and then he pulled up there anyways, and McLean going to give a big shove down here into the tunnel turn. He'll take that outside. Now dive it back to the inside on corner exit, looking for a crossover here down the short chute into turn 3. Heath McLean retakes the second spot. Steve Grant now in third. Ken Hansen fourth. And there goes Keith McLean. He's around in turn number 3 into the outside wall. Keeps the car going straight. We stay green, and he has lost all the track position he worked so hard to regain. Folks, these cars have been uneasy, unstable, downright mental in turn number 3 here this evening. And that just bit one of our top contenders in this race, Keith McLean. He got into the outside wall. And last lap around, Ken Hansen has gotten by Steve Grant for second. Now Ryan Johnson looking for third to the inside of the 11, down Long Pond straightaway into the tunnel. Grant wisely going to concede the position there. You don't want to be too wide through the tunnel unless you absolutely have to be, and you don't have to be until, well, really the last lap. Even then, it is a tough proposition. Jason San Diego now the next car behind his teammate, and another Team Speedlane car in the 46 of Bob Gibson. As the caution is out, and this will set these drivers up to the end of this race. Troy Donahue, slow off of the tunnel turn. Let's get you a replay. Leave this 81 car. He's going to be trying to make a pass here on Gary Jackson in the 00. I think he's just going to get loose on the bottom in his Mustang. Yep, just gets loose. Round 00 collected up in it. Ooh, a big hit to the inside for that Charger. That was caution number 6 on the night. So I would expect all of our leaders to come down pit lane. You come down, you get fuel, you're good to go to the end. This is the second best case scenario for those drivers that, you know, they came back down pit road to try to top off, to try to see if they could stretch the fuel to the end. Because, hey, they didn't go all that way just for a caution to come out right after they pit. They were already back there, not really lost track position. It just sucks because it takes that tool out of their toolbox for the end of this race. Everyone elects to come down pit lane. Have to thank Steve Grant, who took 2. He will have to take 4 here. Might still end up working out pretty well for him. Able to get back on sequence. 113 though. 2 tires there for Caleb Lingle. He is down and away. A lot of 2-tire calls here on pit road. Left side's just not as important as the right here tonight. Alright. So, Randy Smith staying out in 10. See if he elects to come down pit lane. If he doesn't, he will cycle out as the race leader. Maverick staying out in the 23. I don't know if he's... Oh no. Numerous laps down in that 23. Again, started this race late. Off the pit lane. And folks, as always, can't thank you enough for tuning into JTN tonight. Before we come down to the end of this race, would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to click the like button on the video to subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. We can't thank you enough, as always, for tuning in. We got more great racing action coming up for you in the next week. Kicking off again Thursday night, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from the Richmond Raceway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Sunday night, it's the Fast Renegade Cup Series from the Charlotte Dirt Track. And August 1st, Maverick Cup Series from Road America. So 1 week from tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much more, though, of course, live right here only on JTN. And it's been a great 3-week stretch here with Hobo, but we go back to Maverick Night in America coverage on Tuesdays. We got 5 or 6 in a row before we're back with Hobo at Texas. Again, that is what is in my mind as the next race we are live with our friends here at HOBO Racing with. And we'll be looking forward to that. And again, as always, cannot thank you enough for tuning into JTN. We will say it till the cows come home, and I don't have any cows yet. So, again, can't thank you enough, and hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday night. Hopefully you're getting a good start to the week. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and then after that, it's only 2 days to the weekend. NASCAR lights are off. We'll go back green next time around. It'll be 14 laps to go when we get the green flag. Important thing to note. It will be very interesting to see what happens here on this restart. Very, very interesting. How aggressive do you get? Do these drivers think there's another caution coming? Does that sway how aggressive they get? These are all kind of questions we ask in these scenarios. You gotta ask them too. Tunnel field gonna get reset here. And we'll get ready to go back green flag racing. Caleb Lingle, Ken Hansen, Ryan Johnson, Bob Gibson, Jeff Fugate, your top 5. Fugate was one of those cars that had come back down pit lane at the end of the previous caution. Had a fast car started up there on row number 2 here tonight. You know, he's got some speed. Definitely be one to watch here at the end of this one. Alright, folks, here we go. Dodge Charger pace car. Make the hard left turn down pit lane. Caleb Lingle will have control. Coming to 14 laps to go here from Pocono. Green flag, and we're back underway. Already Rick Castle getting out of line. That green and lime green, number 124. Caleb Lingle, he's loose. He's up the track here in turn number 1. That allows Ken Hansen to sneak by for the lead. The 94 takes the top spot for the first time tonight. The 113 still struggling, trying to get back up to speed. Ryan Johnson is now by. Lingle blocking for his life right now, trying to hold on to the 3rd spot as they're battling for 4th behind him. Gibson takes over that spot, slides up in front of the 9, still loose off of turn number 2. Down the short chute into turn 3. Fugate going to have a run to the inside. This is the battle for the 4th position here. As Ken Hansen's in the wall, the leader in the wall once again. Dan Rubino with the big moment. He makes contact. Big crash here at the entry to pit lane. Caution going to be out for the 7th time tonight. Albino back up the track. Almost contact with Troy Donahue. Oh my goodness. Oh, this all starts because the 94 is in the wall, and I think it might scare a couple of these guys behind him, because you don't know. We've seen so many times here tonight. Car in the wall, pulls the car off the wall. Hansen keeps it up there. You know, he's trying to save this car. He's going to come right off the track into the 124. He's losing it all the way down the front straightaway. The 11. And back up the track. Terrifying sights there. On board with Randy Smith. Kind of a little bit further back from this incident where it takes off. You'll see it up there to the left. Randy does an excellent job, though, of navigating through it. Couldn't even see that 124 car there. And then here comes the 44. Ooh. Big time moments here at the end of this race. One more look. What happens with Castle? Never touched the 44 either. I think Bino just lost track of where that car was to his outside. Tough scenes, though, for a couple cars that were having really good runs here tonight. Ryan Johnson is your race leader now, the 78. Caleb Lingle sits second. Bob Gibson there in third. We'll get a restart with less than 10 laps to go here tonight from Pocono. Our race leader has disappeared. Well, this is terrifying. When this happens, folks, what it is the internet for the person that is leading the race has lost connection to the server ever so briefly. And right now, these drivers, they are trying to stay as far away from the pace car as possible because they do not want this 78 car to reappear directly in front of them. They will wait until they see confirmation that the 78 is either back or he has fallen out of the server. I believe he has fallen out of the server, though. And I saw that our frames on the camera get a little shaky. That's usually an indication that someone has fallen out. This is the stage of the race, folks, where I don't have a lot to say because you're gonna see these drivers. They're gonna race heads up with each other through the end of this race. There really isn't much to add. No, we're gonna see these guys. They're gonna duke it out. They're gonna go for it. Bob Gibson, he's sitting there in second. He is licking his chops right now because of this 46 car. He is just slowly and methodically been climbing his way up the running order throughout this race. And he deliver another win for Team Speedland here in their 25th anniversary season? That's a question. I'd love to hear who you guys in chat have winning this race. Watched along with me throughout this evening, so just as much as I do. It is going to be a good one here to the end. Gary Jackson going to get a lap back in the 00. Team pulling up next to the leader. They'll wait for those pace car lights to go out, as they do there. We'll go back green with 9 laps remaining. Yeah, Greg, I think it'd be cool to see Bob win, but Caleb has such a strong car. Angie rooting for Steve Grant. Wishing everyone else good luck, though. I love to see it. Matt rooting for Keith. Keith's sitting right now in the 4th spot. Knocking on the door of another podium here tonight. Alright, folks. Buckle up, sit back, relax. Let's see if we can go green to the end of this race, because it is going to be a good one. Caleb Lingle with control here for the restart again. Bob Gibson, Jeff Fugate, Keith McLean, Jason San Diego, your top 5. Dodge Charger safety car is into the restart zone. We will go. And green flag, and we're back underway here from Pocono. You see Fugate making a move to the inside, trying to get around Gibson. Keith McLean also going to go on by Jason San Diego. Now a teammate to the inside of the 46. Herman Reese is looking to the inside of the 72 of Jim Glaude as well. You see the battle is going to be on for the 5th spot for the moment. 72 almost was there to the outside of the 22. Into the tunnel we will go. Leaders now trying to pull away from the rest of this hungry pack behind him. Caleb Lingle with a big issue there off of turn number 2, as Keith McLean going to go on by Jeff Fugate in the 9 for second. He slides up in front of that Sundrop Dodge. Fugate going to look for the crossover here off of corner number 3. It'll be a drag race down the front straightaway for second place, and if you're Caleb Lingle there in the top spot, you'll love to see it as Fugate clears the 28 of McLean despite being on the inside line. Momentum has carried the 28 so far here tonight. It doesn't do it that time through turn number 3. Now he'll try to wind it back up again. Well, the battle's on for second. The battle in the mid-pack continues to be hectic, sporadic, crazy, ick. Here comes Troy Donahue to the inside of the 46. Makes the pass there. Ken Hansen going to look to do the same. Back up front, though. Battle for second is closing in on our leader, Caleb Lingle in the 113. Playing right there on the back bumper of Fugate. Fugate's loose. He's up the hill. Keith has to back off and give him room. Caution out. Jim Gloud is... That car is hurt once again. There's a secondary incident in this one too in turn 3. We'll get a look at that, but first what happens with the 72? You're gonna hit the wall here off the tunnel, just really loose. Flips the inside wall, comes back up the track. How no one hits him, I will never know. Then down into turn 3, Dan Rubino gonna have some issues here in the 44. Ryan Johnson gonna do something similar, getting on the binders. Rick Castle, great wreck avoidance there. Almost some contact with the 10. Boy, howdy. Oh, man. Let's go on board Rick Castle through this in the 124. I have a front row seat for both of these incidents. He was throttling up and aiming for him there for a second. Castle, though, with some great driving there to get through that one. Working our 7th caution of the night here. Are we gonna have a green white checker? No, we will have a couple more laps than that. Greg. I think we're probably gonna be looking at 3. If not, probably 3. Probably 3. Give or take. Right now we're at 5 to go. That time at the line. Next time will be 4, so yeah. Most likely 3 to go. The next... We got a caution it would end the race. An interesting position to be in. things are going to get weird here because if you're Keith McLean in the 28, you feel like you're fast enough to pass the 113, but you're in third. If you're Fugate in the 9, I don't know how he feels about his car, honestly. I think he's got to feel pretty good. So you feel like you can make a big move to the inside of the 113 here through 1, and Caleb Lingle, he's not invincible, folks. We saw the dent in the armor. We saw it. He got loose on exit of turn 1, and he was up the hill. Ken Hansen was able to get by him. Then Hansen, of course, made the mistake down here in turn 3. Kind of, relegated that 94 towards the back of the field here. He still has a chance to climb back up and get a respectable finish out of it tonight with how fast that car has been. But, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for these guys right behind Lingle, because Lingle does such a good job on these restarts each and every week. That Ford he is ready to go when that green flag gets dropped. He just can't make that mistake in turn 1 on the cold tires. Can't make the mistake in turn 1 on cold tires. Can't do it again. Can't do it again. So we'll go back green with 4 laps to go. Or 3 laps to go, excuse me. We're at 4 laps to go right now. Caleb Lingle out in front of the field. Fugate in second. Keith McLean, Jason San Diego, and Herman Reese, your top 5. Things might get dicey. Things might get wild. It might be hard for guys to pass, and they might just make a mistake trying to do so. You just hope you don't take anyone out with you. Look, you ain't looking to take any of these other drivers out. You ain't looking for a date tonight. You're looking for a trophy. Dodge Charger pace car is in. Caleb Lingle with control. 3 laps to go here from Pocono. We're back underway. Lingle already with a big block down low. Starts the conga line down the front straightaway. Fugate, though, all over the back bumper of that Ford Fusion. He's got Keith McLean right behind him into turn 1. Fugate looking to the inside of Lingle, trying to force that 113 up the hill. They'll still be single file down the long pond straightaway. McLean giving the 9 a big shove here as we head down to turn 2. Fugate, though, a little loose there on corner entry. You saw that car step out. He had to collect it. He's got a car right on his back bumper. Lingle all the way down to the yellow line. Everyone drifting up here through turn number 3. Here comes Keith McLean. He's looking for second down the front straightaway. Lingle loves what he's seeing in the rear view. 9 car with momentum on the outside, though, able to hold on to second. Now Fugate blinking in and out. This is not the time to be doing that if you're driver. And engine number 9. Caleb Lingle, though, still out in front. Herman Reese is up into the 4th spot. Back down the long pond straightaway they go. Caleb Lingle feeling good. Got about a 2.5, call it 2 car length lead. Back to second place Fugate in the number 9. Needs to be steady here through turn number 3. 9 car up the hill. 28 gonna follow. Keith McLean again. Big trouble there at the back of the field. 19 car. He's up and over. Stakenis also involved. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go from Pocono, and the caution is out. This race is over. Caleb Lingle will take home the checkered flag, and there was a big wreck there off of turn number 3. Let's get you a replay. No contact on screen, but definitely it looked like there was contact on someone's screen. The 31 lucky to split the barrels there. Oh, man. That could have been really bad, folks. Big hit to the driver's side door for Rod Weston. That could have been really bad. For Caleb Lingle, though, it makes the last 2.5 miles of this race a little bit easier in this number 113. It has been terrible luck for that team the last 2 weeks. Things finally break their way here tonight. Another dominant performance. And coming off of turn number 3, because what turn 4? It's going to be Caleb Lingle leading the field around with Fugate in second, Keith McLean in third. Caleb Lingle is going to win here at Pocono. Again, folks, stick around. We'll talk with our top 3 finishers here tonight. Lingle in the 113, Fugate in the 9, Keith McLean in the 28. As driver 113 will bring it around and burn it down for the fans here at Pocono. Lingle burns it down. He's your race winner tonight from Pocono. Well, he's struggling. There he goes. So Caleb Lingle, your race winner. We'll get to talk with him as well as the rest of our podium finishers here tonight. Jeff Fugate, Keith McLean. And results incoming here from Pocono. Let's go ahead and start first with our third place finisher. He's the driver, the number 28, Keith McLean. Mac Daddy, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I mean, a third place run after a tumultuous night for you in this 28 team has to feel good.
Just say I battled back from several attempts at killing myself. I was on a suicide mission. That's what it seemed like.
I was gonna say, I mean, we saw everyone really struggling with turn 3 here tonight. Why is it just there's no banking down there to catch you? It's so radically different from the other 2 corners. Why do you think that was?
It's really hard turn. It's a flat turn, and you get in there too hard, and you gas it back up, and you get loose, or you drive it in too deep, and you get loose. It's just, and the track had a lot of grip until it didn't. So it was one of them turns.
One of them turns. Well, we also heard drivers complaining about the track feeling really tight here tonight, maybe compared to running laps, doing testing throughout the week. Did you feel something similar, and how were you able to combat that?
Track felt good to me. The car was better than driver. Driver did all right though. I made a comeback, but I know you getting paid overtime tonight.
No, we got time. We're good. But Keith, a great run for you here tonight. Congratulations on the third place finish. Before we let you go, want to give you the opportunity. Got some great partners, got some great folks to shout out. Don't forget about them. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Just thank Steve Rubino, all the guys that helped pay for the broadcast. I left out my teammate Jeff Stacanis last week. You remember I kept saying there's somebody else. There's somebody else. Couldn't remember. But anyway, thanks for everything everybody does, and thanks for everything y'all do. Thanks for the fans watching. Sorry Mac Daddy didn't get to win tonight. I tried, but give a shout out to Caleb. He was up there all night, and he deserved to win. So have a good one. Good win, Caleb.
Well, Keith, again, as always, it's a pleasure talking with you. And again, congratulations on the third place run here tonight.
Thanks, sir. Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy out of the house now. He's your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and next bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 9, Jeff Fugate. Jeff, you got a copy?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, buddy. Second place finish. Another strong run for you in this 9 team. How tough was this Pocono race tonight?
Pocono is kind of tricky sometimes, but I'm usually pretty good here. But I updated all my pedals, controls yesterday actually, so I was fighting a little bit of new hardware issues. About busted my butt a couple times out there, but got it all back together there at the end.
Did you get a new set, or was it just recalibrating?
No, yeah, I upgraded all the stuff in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's fancy. Fancy pants up here. We saw I think we had that caution with around 20 laps to go, and I believe you were one of the guys that came down pit road to top off on fuel. What was the play there?
Hoping it stayed green because I'd have made it to the end, knowing that everybody else is gonna be short about a lap, possibly. There's a couple cars probably could have made it, but when we went green, they'd have been about 2 laps short, I think. And running hard, it's hard to save, so I went in and topped off, and I was just gonna milk it. I've done that a lot of times at this track. It's pretty easy to save fuel if you're not actually in the front.
Well, Jeff, unfortunate you weren't able to get the opportunity to stretch the fuel. I was hoping for it, man. It was gonna be so cool to see you guys try to stretch it out. But nonetheless, you get a great finish here tonight, second place at Pocono. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Got some great partners, got some great folks that help you get to the track each and every week. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, just thank you guys for doing all these video or coverage of these things and doing a good job. Keith and Jeff and Herman working together, and Steve and all the admins keeping this thing going, and a lot of good drivers. It's a little hard getting started there, but once you get going here, it usually seems to get some long runs. So hope everybody enjoyed it after getting through the slow part.
Well, it was a great race here tonight. Jeff, again, congratulations on the second place run here. And as always, it's a pleasure talking with you, and can't thank you enough for your time.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Jeff Fugate, driver of the number 9, your second place finisher here tonight. And now we head down to victory lane. He's the driver of the number 113 Ford. He leads 48 of the 70 laps here tonight. He gets that win that he has deserved the last 2 weeks. Caleb Lingle. Caleb, you got a copy?
I do, Joe.
All right. What's the weight off the shoulders feel like? It's got to feel pretty dang good.
Oh, it does. It feels good. The past 3 weeks have ran really good, and tonight was able to finish it, the way it should have been. Mm-hmm. The other 2, but no, it feels great. Big relief just to get that one. And this is a good track. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy this track here.
Now we saw, I believe it was the second to last restart. You had a slip up there off of turn number 1, something that, we're not used to seeing out of you behind the wheel, this 113. What happened there, and then how were you able to keep your cool behind the wheel to not panic and to, not make the slip up any worse than it was?
Yeah, first turn on the restart was hairy all night for me, really, and that particular caution there right before that took 2 tires, and I think just something a little bit different for me, just not what I was expecting, and at that point when I'm when I'm out of control, it's just trying to keep it off the wall and everybody else. And then I know this track's big enough. If I had a lot of green flag laps, it's just I knew I was quick and I could probably get by those guys again. But it was scary and nerve wracking at the same time. But
Well, Caleb, a great run again for you here tonight. Congratulations on getting that win here. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got folks in chat cheering you on. You got a great group that gets you to the track each and every week. Floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ again for everything He's done for me, and thanks to my teammates, present and past. This setup here was one that Jordan and I made together, and I haven't touched it. I haven't changed anything on it. Just put it in and ran it tonight, and so all that work Jordan and I did a year or two ago is still working for us, and it's still paying off. So big shout out to him and all my teammates that are with me now for the testing that we do, and everyone out in the chat, and my friends and family that are watching out there. I know a few of them were. So big shout out to them, and shout out to one of my boys. This is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him.
Well, Caleb, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. As always, a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Caleb Lingle, driver of the number 113, your race winner here tonight from Pocono. Well, folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. 3 excellent weeks of racing with the folks here at HOBO Racing. Remember, you can go to HOBORacing.net to find out more, find out how you can sign up to race with the guys here. Again, at HOBO Racing, racing Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, right now, off on Thursday nights through the end of SRX's season. So resuming that with the modifieds on Thursdays at the end of August. But again, always a great time here at HOBO. Can't thank all of the guys here enough. Steve Rubino, Dan Rubino, the entire admin staff. They do a great job allowing us to come out and broadcast these races. And again, they're always a fun time. And can't thank the folks here at HOBO enough. Can't thank you folks at home enough for tuning in here tonight. Great numbers here tonight. Saw a lot of great comments. Can't thank you enough for the compliments as always, and we appreciate you tuning in here to JTN. But again, with all that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're gonna be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're gonna be. Oh! Turn 4 into the tri-oval, Whitehill through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and a wrecking behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux.
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy wins